You wait till I hit record to tell me that?
Oh, I didn't know you hit record. I was looking at the other part of the screen.
I fucking quit. I'm done. I am fucking done with this podcast. This is Bernard the Scarlet Spider.
Okay, you good?
Introduce yourself, man.
Well, I mean, do you want to start over? Like you kind of start.
I'm not starting over. Go.
How you gonna start? How you gonna start with that energy though? Like what the heck?
I was gonna start very bland.
I told you hours ago that I may not be able to fit that in. Okay, so when I say, "Hey, I didn't have a chance to watch the episode," you hit go, and then I go. You had a little snafu. Just start over.
So you ate and watched Once and Always.
Yes, that's it.
That's it. Uh-huh. That's all you did.
And I saw Renfield. Yeah, I squeezed that in.
That was yesterday. I'm talking about today.
Yeah, Once and Always, and I ate. That's it. Okay.
You've been home for like 4 hours.
Yeah. And I had stuff to do. I wasn't able to get all that done. All right. What do you want me to say?
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Look, if you want to take it all, you want to get all mad about that one episode we missed it, we can easily squeeze into another episode. I don't see the problem.
It's going to be old news by then, Samir. You always trying to push stuff back.
Oh, bro, I'm sure our 12 viewers will be.
It's not we have more listeners than viewers. How many times do I have to tell you? You know what? I'm done.
What do you want me to say, man?
You have poor time management skills?
I have other things I got on my plate too. All right. This is a big month for me. Okay. Not exactly firing at all pistons here. Okay.
We're the Angry Blerds podcast.
Wow. You said you're not gonna
Nope.
put that up there?
Nope. Yep.
It's a little petty, don't you think?
It's not petty because I was going to start bland because, hey guys, Samir doesn't want me to use sound bites anymore because, he doesn't listen to podcasts. So he doesn't know that podcasts use sound bites.
A lot of podcasts don't use sound bites. Actually, the podcasts I do listen to don't use sound bites that much.
Yeah, because they're probably based off of books.
No, actually, I listened to a couple of them. Marquez Brownlee, his podcast doesn't really have that many
What
sound
the hell
effects.
is he talking about?
He's a tech YouTuber.
All right, then it's tech.
Tech can have music.
We talk about pop culture.
Yeah, but I'm just saying overuse of sound bites is a little much.
It's not even overuse. I probably use at minimum 6 on an episode.
In inopportune times, though.
How's it inopportune?
So let's say, for instance, I'm having a conversation with you. We're arguing about something, and because you don't like what I say, regardless if it's wrong or right, you'll put a sound bite on top of me.
I do that to myself as well. You would know that if you listen to more than 4 episodes of the podcast.
They're like long. The point is, they're not.
They're long. So now, first, you don't mind if they're long. If we have,
I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind as long as I'm involved. But if I'm listening to it, I don't want long podcasts. Long form podcasts. I'm gonna do my thing. That's just me though. Other people like them.
Man, let's just get into the news. All right. First things first. Mia Goth has joined the cast of Blade.
Yep, she's hot right now. She's in, and I'm for it. I'm not crazy about Blade though, but hopefully the show's good.
Yeah, it's actually getting ready to start production after all the snafus with getting a new director and rewriting the script. So hopefully it's good. I think they're shooting in New Orleans. But yeah, so like I said before, this will actually be directed by Yam Damanche, who was a director on a few episodes of Lovecraft Country and directed the film White Boy Rick. So yeah, the cast also includes Aaron Pierre, who I've never heard of, and Delroy Lindo.
Interesting.
So I can't wait to see that, and hopefully we get a trailer by first quarter of next year. All right, what you got?
So let's go with more Marvel news. Jonathan Majors. Boy, it's not looking good for him right now. So, more alleged evidence of abuse came out on top of the recanted incident. So I don't know what's going on right now, but his PR team did drop him, and his manager dropped him. However, the same thing happened to Johnny Depp, and he was mostly innocent. So it's really hard to tell right now, but it ain't looking good.
Yeah, well, the internet is on this whole guilty until proven innocent thing. It should be the other way around
Yeah,
because
but it's
really,
like
your phone's not on silent, bro.
no, because I was having a conversation with somebody before I got and I slipped my mind. Work stuff. But no, the no so yeah, but here's the thing: when other people come out and say that something happened, it looks a little bad, and it's hard to refute multiple sources.
It's easy to refute multiple sources because why weren't these people coming out when he was working on Lovecraft Country or Devotion or Creed? It's like people wait until the iron is hot to try to like. I was talking to my aunt about this. She's like, yeah, more than likely these people are trying to get a cash grab.
They don't get paid that much for those little.
They don't know that. People don't know that, and it's not just be interviews. They might be trying to sue him now.
But without evidence, that's not going to hold up in court.
Exactly. But yeah, this whole thing. I really hope he gets acquitted or found not guilty or whatever, and because there are rumors of there were rumors of Marvel recasting him, but Marvel has not confirmed nor denied that. But yeah, I mean, it's a fucked up situation. So um, yeah, this is why I don't like talking about things that are currently happening in.
It's currently happening. This news just popped like today or yesterday. One of the two things.
We didn't even talk about the original allegations, which happened a month
It's
ago.
everywhere though, and it's everywhere.
That's why I don't like talking about stuff like this because it's still currently happening. It's like when
we'll keep them updated.
It's like when you brought up the Justin Roiland situation. You brought it up, but you didn't bring up but you didn't bring up him being found not guilty.
Because it's not that necessary. I mean,
really, is not that necessary. So you want to bring up the bad stuff, but not the simple.
He's still a douchebag, and he also has alleged incidents with the underage girls. Is he? Oh, he's a saint? No, F that guy.
Nobody said he was a saint. I'm just saying you brought up.
Okay, stuff. Great. He's innocent of one crime, but now that all that's been brought to light, now more people know about his past of being an asshole. It doesn't matter. He still sucks. Now, hopefully, Jonathan Majors isn't like this, and he actually was framed or people lying on him or something like that. And it's not true. But if it is true, then just because one person lied doesn't mean that all of them lied.
No, but a lot of people can lie.
Sure. I'm just saying it's not innocent until proven guilty until proven innocent, obviously. But at the same time, multiple sources comes out, it's looking rough, bro. I hope it's not true, but it's looking rough. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say it was guilty. I'm just saying it's looking rough.
And one of the other things that happened. So yeah, I actually said guilty until proven innocent, and someone decided to get snippy with me online. That's why I hate the internet, and I'm sick and tired of people like getting snide with me on the internet because I'm really on the verge of just snapping on somebody.
You be saying some out of pocket stuff sometimes.
Like what?
Like what I commented on, we were talking about.
Yeah, so I can't have an opinion on someone who decided to alter their face. Why you got to comment on everything I write about?
It's a shitty opinion.
Okay, it's my opinion.
Sure, it's your opinion, but it's a bad opinion.
Okay, Samir, let me live with my opinion. You didn't have to comment on it.
I mean, when I see a bad take, I point it out. Just saying, man.
And that pissed me off. Stop commenting on everything that you see Facebook say. Hey, Bernard commented on this. Let me have my damn opinion. It's my opinion.
You're my friend, so I have to say, yo, that's a bad take, bro.
You don't have to say anything.
It's a bad look.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, okay, so here's the thing. It's not just you. This issue with women and people in general. It's not just women, but the women take the brunt of it. With cosmetic surgery, it's
I just talked about Drake getting his abs sculpted. You didn't comment on that?
Exactly. It's silly there too. Why do we care his abs got sculpted? He's still a person.
It's news. No one told BuzzFeed to write their article. No one told her to post a TikTok. Oh, my kids look like me before I slice my face up. She put that out there, so everyone reported on it.
Face up. That's a little derogatory. It's a little rough to say it like that.
Okay, fine. Let me polish it up for Samir. Oh, my kids look like me before I got lip fillers. Is that better?
That is better, actually. That's the name of the procedure. You don't gotta say slice her face up. To sit there and cap and say that Kylie Jenner isn't an attractive woman is silly. All
She
right.
was fine before she decided to get her body done.
She didn't think so. So she decided.
Did she, or did she decide to follow in suit of her mother and her older sisters? You know who didn't get their face sliced up or body done? Courtney. Courtney just turned 44 and looks good.
You gonna sit there and tell me that Courtney didn't have any cosmetic surgery?
Yes.
I mean,
I said Courtney, not Chloe.
I know who Kourtney Kardashian is. All right, and this is not that kind of podcast, so we're not gonna stay on this topic that long. All I'm saying is, all these men having hot takes about what mostly women do with their cosmetic surgery is a little. It's small dick energy. That's what I'm saying. All right, it's kind of small dick energy. All right, most of these dudes want to date 10s, and when they find out when they finally date a 10, and they find out she has plastic surgery, they get mad. Why? You're dating a 10. Who cares? Most, and on the flip side of it, all them dudes out there, they got all them comments, they got bodies that look like Pillsbury Doughboy. Come on. It's a bad look. That's all I'm saying. All right? It's like you over here commenting on her looks when she looks like a 10. She's worth over $800 million. And like, I'm just saying, what's all this hate? Now, don't get me wrong, you can hate the Kardashians and the Jenners a lot because there's a lot of wrong in that family. You can criticize them rightly for so. I just don't think people can get on their looks for it. I don't know why they get on their looks.
Sir, they are one of the main reasons why a lot of people have image issues.
Yeah, but they didn't sign up for being. They didn't sign up to be role models. That's not them.
Okay,
that's not their fault exactly. Now, what is their fault is the appropriation and the political stances. I would definitely criticize them on that. They didn't wake up today and say, "Yo, I'm gonna be a role model to all these girls." No, they didn't say that.
No, but Chris said, "Hey, let's put this sex tape out and try to get on the same train as Paris."
She did say that, and look where they at now. Look, hate to play, don't hate to play, hate the game. That's all I'm saying. She monetized the poon to great effect. All right, I'm not going to trip. Okay, they are now a dynasty because of that decision. Are you going to judge her for that decision, knowing how successful it was?
Yes.
Mind you, there's worse ways to make money. Just saying.
Because now Kim is more concerned about her kids finding out about it through like Roblox or something. You should have thought about that before you put it on.
Why is it so bad? Okay, your mom has a sex tape. She's a person. She has sex. People saw her have sex. It ain't a big deal. It don't change the fact. If Kim wasn't the person she is, which granted, there's a lot to criticize with Kim Kardashian. If the only thing you criticize her for was a sex tape, there's nothing wrong with that. She has sex. It was on camera. So what? It's 2023. That does not make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a loose person. You had sex on camera. Who cares? Again, small dick energy.
It's also the fact that they're still lying and saying that it got leaked. You can't leak a sex tape in LA. You know why? Because it's part of the sex crime law. So if you leak something, guess what? All of Vivid would go to jail. So they had to sign off on it.
Yeah, they did. Cap. They see that's actual criticism right there. Okay, there you go. That's what you criticize them for. Yes, own up to it. See, that's legitimate criticism. Not, she cut her face up. Come on. That's all I'm saying. We've been on this for like 10 minutes.
Well, the Knuckles TV series has actually started production, so I'm very excited for that. So, not only is Idris Elba returning as the titular voice of Kenda.
That's surprising. I would think that he'd be too big for a TV show.
Samir?
Yeah?
Remember I talked to you about cutting me off when I'm trying to finish?
I didn't cut you off. I'm tagging on to what you're saying.
I wasn't done. You can tag on when I'm done.
Well, we're still talking about Idris Elba.
I was getting to the rest of the cast. Then you could have tacked on.
Isn't he more important than the rest of the cast? I mean, I'm surprised that Idris Elba was doing a TV show in this point in his career. That's all.
He did turn up Charlie on fucking Netflix.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I didn't catch that.
So Adam Paley will also be returning as Wade Whipple, and Tika Sumpter will be returning as Manny Bukowski. And apparently Rory McCann will be guest starring. He's from Game of Thrones. The show will also star Edie Peterson, Julian Barrett, and Kid Cudi, and Ellie Taylor in recurring roles. So we don't have any details about these roles, but like I said, Production kicked off earlier this month, so can't wait to see it. Hopefully by next summer. But yeah, what you got?
Okay. All right. Speaking of TV shows, apparently a Twilight TV show was greenlit, which
Trash.
I'm like, oh boy. So it's funny that these franchise. Okay, no, this one isn't in the same boat as Harry Potter. Now, again, there's a lot to criticize with this franchise. Not the quality. The quality's whatever. Again, I think if you're going to argue quality of the Twilight franchise, you're kind of missing the point there, and you're not really the target demographic. The issue is the social snafus that they kind of perpetrated that were okay in the early 2000s ain't so okay in the 2020s. You know, like the Confederacy and the mistreatment of indigenous people. You know, it's not a good look. But if they make steps to correct that, then we might have something.
They're not.
They might. I don't know. I want to be positive. They might.
They're not.
They might. The biggest criticism is one.
They're going to try to keep it true to the book.
Well, look, that's a little tweaking can do wonders for your property. I mean, look what they did with Interview with the Vampire. Oh boy, that was so good. All right. So I'm saying a little tweaking here, and just say, hey, Jasper, you're not proud that you're in the Confederacy. You're ashamed of it. All right. Grow from it. Great. All right. That's all you got to do. Maybe don't mistreat the indigenous people so much. Just saying. Maybe tweak the mythos a little bit. Just saying. All right. It might make for a more entertaining show that's more inclusive to everybody. Also, make some of the vampires gay. I don't believe that. Some of them, come on, someone got to be gay in that franchise. There was no gay people in that book whatsoever. What the hell? Also, make more black vampires. It's like even the black vampires were white because their skin becomes bleached. Apparently, in that mythos, it's problematic to say the least. Okay, fix some of that shite, please.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
They might. They can.
I'm pretty sure Stephanie Meyer's going to be an EP on there. She's going to be like, yo.
Oh, yeah. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I think she was just, making some, dumb decisions because she's
say she was a Mormon?
Yes. And yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna give her some slack. She grew up a Mormon. She wasn't that old when she wrote the book initially. What was she like in her mid-20s when she started probably writing those books? So yeah, everyone was dumb in their mid-20s. I had a lot of dumb ideas at that age. So I'm gonna give her some slack. She's smarter now. She's older. Maybe she's more understanding and more worldly, and she'll make changes or at least listen to outside advice. And then the property might be more good, much better going forward.
Sounds good. Probably not going to happen.
It might not happen, but let's stay positive. Okay, it doesn't have to be Harry Potter, where the creators just double down. The difference between J.K. Rowling and Stephanie Meyer kept her goddamn mouth shut for all the years that her book was getting criticized. Okay, she has a chance now to come out and give her side of the argument. Listen, I was dumb, or oops, I could have been more smart about that. I was an idiot. Just own to your mistakes. All right. Oh, actually, crazy story. I'm doing another rant. So authors, right, who have bad takes on certain groups of people in discrimination. Brandon Sanderson, who is a hugely popular fantasy author, also a Mormon, right? He had a lot of not so great views on the LGBTQ plus community, and over years, you can see him grow as a person on his blog post. He went from I don't agree with it, no gay marriage, or okay, maybe just the civil unions, but the church should be able to hold marriage. And then later on, he said, oh yeah, marriage equality is for all. And it's like, and then later on after that, he said, I was an idiot. It's like, my boy, you grew. All right, good job. Let's more people be like Brandon Sanderson. All right, that was cool. So I think we should give people a chance to say, hey, okay, they're making a series. Maybe it can be better this time. Stephanie Meyer, here you go. Here's your chance. Sounds be better. Good. All right. Anyways, that's my hot take / news update on that.
/ tangent.
Tangent. Yes, I'm going to also own to that. That was definitely a tangent.
So, one of Samir's favorite shows that he didn't finish.
But lies. What did I finish? What did I finish? I finished Rings of Power. What the hell are you talking about?
You didn't finish Rings of Power.
I watched the hell out of that show. That show was dope.
Oh, you finished late. That's what it was. So yeah, a fan fiction Lord of the Rings writer is suing the Tolkien estate and Amazon for copyright infringement. So this is a person who goes by the name of Demetrius Polychron. He claims that his work, which was registered with the U.S. Copyright Office in 2017 and published in 22, is inspired by the Lord of the Rings and J.R. Tolkien, but is a wholly original book and concept. So basically, he claimed that the Rings of Power infringed on his copyright, and he is seeking $250 million.
I mean, that's kind of a chump change of Bezos. But that being said, though, now I don't like to jump on the side of corporations and hugely disgusting rich people like Jeff Bezos. But I mean, first off, I didn't know you can copyright. Now, correct my ignorance here. I didn't know you can copyright fanfic. To be honest, if it's based on
if you have it written as a book, yes.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know that. Secondly, I guess he has to prove that that's just like his. So we have to go to court. At this point, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they're gonna pull a Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I mean,
I would put the soundbite here, but Samir said no soundbite. So you guys,
do we need it? Everyone knows the whole.
You would be surprised how many people don't know about stuff.
I mean, I guess, but it's like that would be so long. It was like you would segue that clip or that soundbite end of him talking. Oh yeah, see, totally different song. It's like that's like almost a minute of him talking.
No, it's 30 seconds.
The point is, we don't need it. The joke is be done to death. Just saying.
So yeah, I cannot wait to see what happens with this lawsuit. But yeah, so the lawsuit pointed out similarities such as Polychron characters being called Eleanor, which is basically the same name as one of the Rings of Power characters, but it's also the name of one of Tolkien's own characters.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This is gonna be hard. I don't see how I'm actually kind of interested in this as well. I don't know how well this will go for either party. So let's see. Let's just wait and see.
But basically, he copyrighted the manuscript. He actually sent it to the Tolkien estate and wanted to work with J.R.R. Tolkien's grandson, who was the estate director, Simon Tolkien. Yeah, and he asked them to review the manuscript. So it's tricky out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you got?
Okay. So Neil Gaiman, he revealed that The Sandman season 2 has been written, and and we're casting the first episode. We'll be shooting somewhere in. Let me see what this date will be shooting. They don't say, but they will be shooting soon, and the sets are being designed. So the ball's rolling. So woo! I'm excited.
It makes one of us.
I mean, what about the show didn't jive with you? Was it too slow?
It was slow.
Oh, okay. I think it had a vibe to it, and I liked how the pacing. Some episodes it was really exciting. Other episodes it was really low key and relaxing. So I don't know. I like the show. I love it. Can't wait for more.
Like I said, that makes one of us. So, for those of you who decide to play games on PC, such as Samir, and you purchase your games through Steam, well, guess what? Sony said, fuck you guys, because they are quietly raising the prices on certain games on Steam in certain regions. So, Returnal, Spider-Man Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, the prices have all gone up. So, like in the words of Fat Joe, can't put the soundbite here because Samir hates soundbites. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So, Argentina, Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, Japan, South Korea, that's a game. So basically, those are the areas where all the PS4 and PS5 games have gone up.
What about the US?
They didn't say the US. I literally just named every single nation.
Oh.
I mean, country.
So here's what I'm gonna stop you right there, Bernard. All right, thank you for that update. I did see that. I wasn't worried. Most PC gamers aren't worried because we are constantly just swamped with sales. There is always a sale every day. And if there isn't a sale, there's a website that's selling the game cheaper than Steam is. So you don't have to go to Steam to get a game. I mean, what just came out? Give me a game that came out recently.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something. Like, all right, Resident Evil. Okay, yeah. Well, first Resident Evil 4 remake, right? Just came out like 3 weeks ago. Okay, so I bought the deluxe edition for cheaper than the standard edition on PC. All right, just saying. There's always a sale. I'm looking at a copy of let's see. We can think of like, let's say something like Hogwarts Legacy. Like, how much is that retailing right now? It's been out for $70 still, like brand new. Yeah, on PC it's $50 right now, and that's not even the best I can find. I can definitely find it cheaper.
I mean, I'm just guessing it's still $70. I'm not like on.
Let's check. Let's check Best Buy. Actually, it reminds me about Best Buy. Well, I got a story for the next. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy at Best Buy is $69. Yeah, $69.99 for PS5, and for the deluxe edition is $79.99. Yeah. So yeah, and the deluxe edition for Hogwarts Legacy is let's see, hang on. Is it deluxe edition or is it standard?
Oh my god, dude!
All right, I don't know. Standard is $49 though, which is significantly cheaper. I can probably find the deluxe much cheaper, but the point is, PC games are cheaper. They try to hike at the price. There's so many sales across so many websites. There's no way to track it, and there's no way to control the market the way, because people are going to undercut the main platforms to get their profit, their product sold. So if Game Billet, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, it's a reputable site, sells their game cheaper than Steam does, you're likely to go here instead of Steam. And then the developer still gets paid off of this. So who cares?
Yeah. So the games that have been affected by the inflation are Sackboy: Returnal, Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, and God of War so far.
I think I bought God of War. I don't think it was that expensive.
But yeah, so like perfect example, the games in Canada, they originally ranged from $59.99 to $69.99. They are now $64.99 to $79.99.
Okay. Well, okay, so same website, Game Billet. Returnal is currently $48. So, like I said, you don't have to pay that money.
So yeah, so this is why I am glad I actually physically buy games. So I don't have to deal with crap like this.
But I just gave you a bunch of reasons why it's better to buy digital. I just went through a whole spiel about...
Samir, you said digital on PC. I don't own a PC. Everyone doesn't have PCs. Most people still have consoles.
On that note, can I segue to my story?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so you know how people don't have PCs, and it's not as wide. So with Steam Deck being as popular as it was, there are a lot of contenders in that space. The handheld PC market is a lot bigger than you think it is. Okay, you had the IO Neo. The IO Neo has actually a couple of models. And then there's a couple other ones. I'm not going to get into them because I can't remember at the top of my head right now. But the new one that everyone's looking at right now is the Asus Ally, made by obviously the PC engineering company Asus, right? They make monitors, laptops, PCs, and what have you, right? They're not making handheld PCs at the moment, and pretty dope. The screen is 120 hertz, 1080p. It has RDNA 3, which is the latest architecture for AMD currently, which makes it twice as fast on paper, marketing anyways, than the Steam Deck. So already out the gate, it's looking pretty good. But I can't believe those numbers until I see some actual real world applications and real world testing. But I'm still pretty excited. The price point, the less price point right now is, I want to say, for the low end, $650 for like a 512, and then like $800 for like the decked out one, which is actually very competitive compared to the Steam Deck. So pretty dope. Oh, also it's lighter than the Steam Deck and quieter. The fans they have this new fan technology that makes them very quiet, and it still actually dissipates a lot of heat. So pretty dope.
Still not getting it.
I mean, I don't think it's for you, but a lot of people will.
Yeah. All right. So a show I didn't watch is getting a spinoff movie. So Michelle Yeoh is returning to the Star Trek franchise.
Hype.
So she originally appeared in Star Trek Discovery, and this film will be called Star Trek Section 31. So basically, this is going to be an event film. It was originally supposed to be a series. So this was actually back in development in 2019, and Michelle Yeoh will be reprising the role of Emperor Felipe Giorgio.
Georgina. I forgot her name. Character. Hang on. Was it Georgie? No, hang on.
Giorgio.
Giorgio?
Georgiou. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That she originally played in Star Trek Discovery Season 1. So the official tagline is Emperor Felipe Georgina joins a secret division of Starfleet tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planet and faces the sins of her past. So I might check it out. I don't know because I don't know if I want
I mean, you're gonna have to watch Discovery first
exactly.
if you're gonna check it out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Discovery's good, dude.
Okay, Samir, and I'm behind on a lot of shows already as it is. So yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so Samir will probably watch it. Tell us how it is. All right, got your next story.
All right, so Marvel is finally adapting Scarlet Scarab into the comic continuity, so that's good. She was like my favorite part of that show, to be honest. One of my favorite parts. I mean, that's it. Let me see. Hang on. I'm not sure what issue she's popping in. I guess obviously the current run, but same character name. I don't know what her origin is going to be, but
so you put this in here.
Research whatsoever. Moon Knight number 25 due out in July. There you go. So you'll see her in that issue in the current run. So yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? You know, the character looks largely unchanged. Looks really cool. I love the costume. And I just gave you the issue. What else do you want to know, Bernard? Tell me. Ask me.
Who's writing the book? Who's drawing it?
I mean, is that really that important? But hang on. Let's see. It is written by Jed McKay, which you probably already know. Hang on. Yeah, Jed McKay with art by Alessandro Capapuccio and Alessandro Vita and Partha Pretim. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I guess I don't know. These must be all the colorists, pencilers, and so forth. But yeah, you probably already knew all that because you're probably reading Moon Knight. So I don't know why you had me say that.
It's your story, right?
Yeah, but you can chime in, sir. I was chiming in your stories. I don't hate it like you do. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all. Unless you have more questions.
Nope. All right. So I actually saw a bit of news, and I can't remember who it is. It's somebody from Ted Lasso. They're joining something Marvel related.
Juno Temple.
Yeah, Juno Temple. I'm trying to remember what.
I used to have such a big crush on her.
Yeah, so it's not MCU related, but it is Marvel related. So Juno Temple has landed a role in Venom 3.
Love her, hate the movie.
So yeah, so like we already know, Tom Hardy is coming back.
I mean, they better.
And apparently Kelly Marcel, who was the co-writer of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, will be taking over directing. So yeah, Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel will also be producing this. And Kelly Marcel is also, oh God, they're writing this one too. So yeah, she's fleshing out the screenplay, but her and Tom Kelly wrote the treatment. So I'm done. How the hell these two movies make $1.36 billion
together or both or
together?
Okay, 500 million is okay.
I said 1.36.
Because you know why, Bernard? People have to make up their own mind instead of listening to reviews and consensus. That's why. So I got to make up my own mind, and then you get a ton of people seeing the movie. There you go.
Yeah, but they should know that this movie is bad just based off these.
How would they know that? Because they don't take in outside information. Well, trailers don't show you everything.
Ask someone who knows stuff about comic books.
Yeah, but that's not your own opinion, Bernard. Your own opinion is so important. Which it is, but at the same time, I think outside information is also very important.
And
And then you meet somewhere in the middle.
No, you go in negative. You're like, oh, okay, Mario got a 55. Let's see what you turn into Eeyore. Okay, Mario got a 55.
That's not true. All right, I'm saying if you see, okay, they point out XYZ, and you look for XYZ. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, like okay,
as opposed to finding it on your own and saying, hey, this looks interesting. Let me just go in here. Do.
You still got to pay a ticket, and that's why those movies get so much money. That's why subpar movies get money, because you got to find out for yourself. Apparently, it's a weird hot take, but I'm down this hill. Yeah. Let There Be Kindness was trash.
All right. So a bit of news that actually happened last week that I didn't get a chance to bring up. So Welcome to Derry, the It prequel series. So we have a few cast members who have joined the series. So
I'm not that hopeful for this one, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not that hopeful for this one. It's a weird. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't feeling the idea of it, but it might be cool. But yeah, who's in the cast?
I was getting ready to say that, but you cut me off again.
I'm talking to you. We're talking. It's a podcast. What do you mean? I don't know why you don't want conversation. Like, what the hell?
I don't want you cutting me off when I'm getting ready to say something. Then you ask me, hey, who's in it? If you shut up for 2 seconds and let me say who's in it, then you can say what you want to say.
I had a thing to say. It's not like I cut you off and say, hey, I'm going to let you finish. But, no, I didn't say that. I just said, I'm not that hot on this idea, but maybe it might be cool. And then you can go ahead with your thing. I mean, that's what you want, right? You don't want me to sitting there all deadpan and not say nothing.
As opposed to everyone just see you do one on the computer and not actually looking in the camera.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, how am I supposed to look at the camera and not do on the computer?
All right. So Taylor Page, Jovan Adepo, James Remar, and Chris Chalk have been cast to star in this original series. So I can't wait for it. It's supposed to be coming in 2024. A lot of us may know James Remar from such things as The Warrior, Black Lightning, Dexter. Taylor Page was just in something. I cannot remember what it was. I'm looking it up real quick. Yeah, what was she in? Oh, she was in Zola and Boogie.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yes. And the other two people I've never heard of before. But Chris Chalk looks like he may be on drugs. Hopefully not. But yeah, so can't wait to see Welcome to Derry. Like I said, HBO Max coming next year. Samir, you got another story?
Yes, I do. Hang on. So yeah, did we talk about the weirdness, the strange? This is stranger than Welcome to Derry, the Rick and Morty anime. Did we talk about that?
No, I posted it, but I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm like that. That was I did want to talk about that last week, but we didn't get around to it.
Yeah, because you and SD went off on your random rants.
Hey, those rants are fun, right? I'll tell you.
Those rants also made me forget something that I wanted to promote, but
oh well, you can promote it now. Anyway,
it already happened.
Well, yeah. So I just thought it was a weird idea. I mean, is this in the same continuity? Is it alongside the same continuity? Is this one of the other Ricks? Like, what's the deal with this project?
There are no details on it whatsoever. It's probably just going to be like all the Rick and Morty shorts that come on TV and that make no goddamn sense. That's why I'm not going to watch it. The animation always looks like crap. It's never in English. Sometimes there aren't subtitles. So I'm just like, I'm good on this.
Just so odd. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay. All right. You got any more stories?
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 announced a demo announced a demo, and alongside that announcement, they also announced year one the first stint of DLC fighters in the game. They basically gave us like a cool splash page of like all the DLC fighters, and like it looks so cool. I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, another fucking company nickel and diming us.
I like DLC characters. I mean, you want a fighting game that comes out with just a set amount of characters and never grows?
Yeah.
That's weird. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. There's a good way to do this and a bad way to do this. So a bad way to do this is like what Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did, where they sold you a disc and the character was locked on the disc. This is not the case. Those characters don't exist yet. The balance changes haven't happened yet.
Didn't they do that with Street Fighter 5?
No, they didn't. They released the game, and then after a while, the game added on more stuff. They developed the characters, and then they released the characters. That's fine because you don't have to buy the extra stuff. But if it's on the disc, then it's tripping. No, that's your stuff. They just sold you your stuff again. That's effed up.
Like I said, I'm over DLC.
I like DLC when it means it's more content. Speaking of more content, we should definitely talk about. I'm going to give a spoiler-free assessment of the first several hours of Horizon: The Burning Shores. That is DLC I'll get behind. Really good, actually.
You can talk about it now. I don't have any more stories.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, yeah. So far, I'm loving it. It's great. It basically gives you more of what you love from Horizon with a lot of extra stuff. A standout would be the new execution skill that when you down an enemy, you basically you can zip line to them and basically fall. It's a really cool dive move. It's hard to explain. I forgot the name of it. It's dope. Pretty awesome. New weapons, new outfits. You know, I'm here for it. It looks amazing. The story, though, really good. I'm not crazy about the villain, but the allied character, specifically the main one you get, who follows you through the entirety of the DLC campaign, Seika, is great, and she's bringing a lot of depth and heart to the narrative that I wouldn't say it was missing in the main game, but the flavor of this interaction and how it's going is great. I think the character needed it, and I think it's grounding them all the better than they would be in the main cast. Really good. Also, the verticality in this one is actually a lot better than it was in the main game because it's made for PS5 only. So there's nothing, they don't have to hold back anything. And it doesn't have to be optimized for a lesser console. They can actually open it up a little bit.
Which sucks because the game was also released on PS4.
Yeah, at this point, the game, okay, look, I feel you. The game came out a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. So it's like,
the game literally came out a year and 2 months ago. It came out in February of 2022.
Oh, so a year and a half ago. A little less than a year and a half ago. If you don't already have a PS5 though, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like, should I suffer and get a lesser game because you don't have a console?
See, you're doing that thing again where you're inconsiderate of other people. Some people probably still don't have jobs. Some people probably were still struggling to get a PS5, or some people just don't have the money to get a PS5 at the moment because they were out of work. Yeah. So you're worrying about your struggling when they can still release it and downgrade it. Because perfect example, Hogwarts Legacy is out for next gen systems. It's not out for the PS4 and the Xbox 3, Xbox One, right?
Right.
So yeah. So they can,
but the version they get is probably going to be effed up and crappy.
They got time to work on it.
So I'm actually here. I'm going to be here for when that game comes out, and it sucks because, dude, I've seen time and time again where they outsource the last gen version, and it looks awful. Like, bro, prime example, Dragon Age Inquisition. So they released it on the 360. Behind alongside the PS4 and the Xbox One version, right? And the 360 version was so bad. If you don't know the game, there's a character named Cassandra. She has a scar on her cheek. You don't see that in the 360 version. That's how bad the textures were in that game. It was hilarious. And I'm sorry, I'm seeing how that's going to probably be the case here. It's like ports have not been doing well, especially on PC. Like, dude, what they did with Last of Us Part 1 was egregious, to be honest. I'm actually glad Steam was offering refunds because I'm like, yo, this is not playable. Hopefully they can get back in shape and we can go back and play it, but right now, nah. Anyways, back to my gushing on this game. So the only big criticism I have is like so far the main villain is just I mean, I guess he doesn't have to be that complex. I mean, he's just a greedy asshole who's in it for himself. Spoiler alert, right? So it doesn't really have to be this big, grandiose, gray area character. So honestly, I'm just here for the ally interaction and good dialogue, which in my opinion is great. Yeah, Ashley Burch, amazing. I forgot the actress who plays Seika, but she's doing a great job as well. Let me get her name real quick. What was her name? Hang on. Uh, she doesn't really have a. Oh yeah, Kylie Leah Page.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, I mean, what we see? Oh yeah, okay. So she was in Ninja Assassin. That was a long time ago. Darby and the Dead, the girl from Plainview, the girl in the woods. So a bunch of stuff here and there. Step Up 3D. She's been around, but yeah, she's doing a great job. I'm loving it.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to get into your the review of Power Rangers or Renfield?
Renfield, because I got a lot about Power Rangers.
All right, I got a lot to say about both of those, but I'll have a lot more to say about Renfield, so we can do that first.
All right, so Renfield is an American comedy horror film directed by Chris McKay, and it was written by Ryan Ridley from a story by Ryan Kirkman, who served as an executive producer. So, for those of you who don't know who Ryan Kirkman is the individual who created Invincible and The Walking Dead. All right. So the film is actually inspired by characters from the 1897 Dracula novel by Bram Stoker, and it stars Nicholas Hoult, Aquafina, Ben Schwartz, Adrian Martinez, Shahara Agdasalu, and Nicolas Cage. So yeah. So plot is basically in the early 20th century, English lawyer Rufus. I mean, not Rufus. What the hell is his name? Help me out. What's his name?
What, the main character?
What's Renfield's full name? Reginald Murtaugh?
I think so, bro. I'm like not even remembering his name. Hang on. I'm looking it up. Okay, his credit is Renfield. We can have to do some more digging. Hang on. It's not readily accessible.
Fuck it. Let's just call him Renfield. God damn it. All right.
Yeah, bro, they just call him Renfield. It's like
he says his full name like 4 times.
Okay, so the original character's name is R.M. Renfield.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck.
Neither here nor there. So yeah,
basically it is neither here nor there.
So yeah, he's actually a lawyer who hopes to broker a deal with Dracula for some land, but ends up becoming Dracula's familiar. So time and time passes on, and they just basically go through the same cycle of him giving Dracula victims to consume their blood, them being hunted and leaving, and so on and so forth until basically we get to the year 2023, where Renfield and Dracula have basically shacked up in a old abandoned hospital in New Orleans, and somewhere along the line, Renfield came along a 12-step self-help group for people with codependent relationships. And basically, Renfield's going for Dexter because he's going after the people who hurt these people. And chaos ensues, and you find out that one of the people in the group has an abusive boyfriend who Renfield tracks down. And said boyfriend steals a bunch of coke with his friends from a gang known as the Lobos. Well, a crime family known as the Lobos. So yeah, so the Lobos actually send an assassin to kill these 3 guys. Renfield eats a bug because that's how he gets his strength, as opposed to Dracula by drinking blood. And Renfield kills the assassin, and Ben Schwartz's character, Teddy Lobo, freaks out and comes across Aquafina's character, what was her name again? Rebecca
Yeah.
Quincy, who is basically a traffic cop, and he freaks out. He goes to jail, and soon along the lines, we get a lot of hijinks and chaos and humor to the point where Renfield goes full Captain America in a restaurant and decapitates people, slices off a couple hands, goes full Mortal Kombat and dismembers and fatalities, so on and so forth. And Renfield goes back to the group, and he starts to get his confidence to stand up to Dracula, and Dracula don't like that, so Dracula went very narcissistic and toxic on him, and basically gaslit the shit out of him. And some more shenanigans ensue, and Ben Schwartz finds Dracula, and Dracula makes him a new familiar, and they're like, you know what, we're going to kill Renfield. And Renfield goes back to the support group, and they let him in, and Renfield kills everyone in the support group. So, yeah. Basically, more hijinks ensue, and you find out the entire New Orleans police district that Aquafina's character works into is corrupt as fuck, especially Kenny. Fuck Kenny. Um, and so her and Renfield on the run. He's a bug when they get ambushed, and more violence and gore ensues until the point where we get to the final act where you find out that Teddy is now Dracula's new familiar. And basically, they kill Dracula. And Renfield uses Dracula's blood to bring back all his friends from his support group. So, thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I like the fact that they actually used some footage from the original Dracula film. So, Helen Chandler and Edward Van Sloan posthumously appeared in this film via archive footage from the 1931 Dracula film, where she played Mina Seward and Edward Sloan played Van Helsing. So yeah, thoughts on the movie?
So, all right, there's a lot to like here. Pretty much everyone has great on-screen chemistry. Obviously, Nicolas Cage is doing his best impression of himself as Dracula, as unhinged as he can, and it's great. He's chewing the scene, awesome. Nicholas Hoult, as he goes on in his career, you definitely see him finding his niche in comedy. Also, in his comedic timing is really good here. Awkwafina, her character's great. She's cute, great. The problem is the plots in this movie. Like, everyone's great. Ben Schwartz, hilarious. Everyone, I like them, but the stories they're stuck in is not good. If the whole plot of the movie was, okay, great, let's make this about a codependent relationship between a familiar and his vampire master, and that would be the whole movie. If they could have stressed that for an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes, wonderful. Instead, they shoehorned in this police corruption thing. You have Aquafina's Rebecca and her FBI sister trying to avenge their father and clear his name. That's the thing. It's like, did that need to be there?
Cop. They weren't trying to clear his name. They were trying to prove who killed him.
Point is, it's like, did that need to be there? No, don't definitely have Aquafina there as a plucky sidekick. Sure. But did that need to...
Yes, because it all connected. Bro, they met off a happenstance. So yes, she had a grievance with the Lobos, and Renfield have to interact with Teddy Lobo.
Look, they can write whatever they want because it's their movie, but does it make sense? Does it make it cohesive?
Yes.
It's not. I tell you now, it's not. That the subplot of the mob did not need to be there. The police corruption, the mob, everything didn't need to be there. The gore is good, all right. The physical comedy is good, but the tone and the plot of this movie was a little muddled, all right. It did need to be there. Half these characters didn't need to be casted for this movie. Like, they could have kept it tighter. Anyone in the mob. In fact, most of the police force, and this whole subplot could be cut out. It's like they had two movies and they super glued them together, and they doubled the runtime.
You had three cops who had names: the captain, Kenny, and her partner, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I know they have names and they have lines. They didn't need to be there.
Why did they need to be there?
Because what you want to see is Renfield trying to get out from his narcissistic, toxic boss and their codependent relationship. That's what the movie was supposed to be about. That's what they fed you in the trailer,
and that's what it was still about.
Yeah, but it was also about the mob and how much of that movie was taken up by the mob, dirty cops, and cocaine. How much was it? A lot.
Cocaine was literally one scene. The mob probably had 3 scenes all together.
Yeah, but them being there altered the trajectory of the movie. For instance, all the henchmen getting familiar powers. That was a bit much. Ben Schwartz, I love Ben Schwartz. Great.
Dracula wanted to take over the world. He found someone to align with.
Yeah, they could have written that better. I'm just saying.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and at this point,
sure. But again,
the Lobo's enemy and Dracula's enemy. So it's like, what more do you want, Samir?
I want less muddled plots. That's what I want.
The plot wasn't muddled.
It was. All right. Again, they didn't need to shoehorn in the mob subplot. They didn't need to shoehorn in the Avenge My Dad subplot with the 2 law enforcement daughters. They didn't need that. Okay. They should have kept it close.
So what would Awkwafina have done? She just would have just stumbled upon this case?
Honestly, they could have revamped her character altogether. I like Awkwafina. Keep her in there. What if she's a barista? I don't know. He walks in for coffee, sits down, and unloads his soul. I don't know. Find some organic way to add her into the plot. She didn't need to be a cop. Okay? Any reason for her to just do what all that just didn't need to be there. It was a mess. But again, the movie was fun, had great physical comedy. The gore was mostly on point. The blood was the digital effects on the blood.
I'm sick and tired heavy. Of CG blood. It's just too much. Just go back to using corn syrup and crap, because ever since Ninja Assassin, I've been over the CG blood.
Well, Ninja Assassin was a stylistic choice, and I like that they did it there.
Yeah, but it's also the one that pretty much started the CG blood craze. Like,
look, I can neither here nor there. If that was my only grievance for the movie, that they use a lot of CG blood, I would give it a 10. But no, this movie's a freaking mess. And it honestly, if we're gonna start going to, we'll see what you think of it. But I'll take my scores in a second. So what's your anything you point out? Anything you want?
Any grievances with the movie? I liked it from beginning, middle to end. I even stayed after the credits to see if there was going to be like a mid-credit or post-credit scene, just because I'm so familiar with it now. But yeah, like I said, my only issue with it was the CG blood. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways,
I really enjoyed the plot. I laughed. Like,
all right. Crazy. Well, if we're gonna give it a score, as funny as this movie is, I have to give it a 6.2 at my highest. If I'm being completely fair, a 5.5.
Okay, you really got to stop with the 0.2s and shit. It ain't even funny no more.
It's not being funny. I'm being serious. A 5.5.
Okay. Yeah, 9.5 for me, just because of CG blood. All right. We pull up the information for our next event. Our next review. All right. Here we go. Do they have it on here? Please do they have it on here. They should have it on here. Stupid cable. Hold on. I'm sorry, people. Here we go.
Technical issues?
No, it's not technical issues. I just had a cable wrap around my mouse. Okay. So, something I've been waiting for the past year and a half since it was announced has finally come out. And I am so excited. So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. Directed by Charlie Haskell and written by Becca Barnes and Alan Dale. So, synopsis is, after a tragedy strikes, an unlikely young hero takes her rightful place amongst the Power Rangers to exact revenge on the team's oldest arch nemesis. So, cast, David Yost returns. for the first time in 30 years as Billy Cranston. Walter Jones also returns for the first time in 30 years as Zach Taylor. Steve Cardenas, who occasionally pops up. I believe he was in like the 25th anniversary. Uh, he returned as Rocky DeSantos, and Catherine Sutherland returns as Catherine Hillard, who was also returned before. So, as we spoke about before, several Rangers did not reprise their roles. Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson and Austin St. John probably would have did it, but due to the PPP fraud, he can't leave the country. All right. So, synopsis. In 2022, Billy Cranston is attacked by a robotic Rita Repulsa in a game of putties. He morphs into his Blue Ranger form and leaps in the battle, but he is later joined by the other Rangers. So Jason, Kimberly, Zach, Trini. All right, so yeah. Billy is actually almost knocked off the edge of a cliff where Rita attempts to finish him off with a lethal blast from her magic wand. However, Trini jumps in the way and saves Billy, and she is killed. And then Robo Rita retreats to the dark dimension, leaving the Rangers to grieve over the loss of Trini. So, after that, Billy and Zach are trying to figure out how to tell men what happened. Zach is trying to come up with a lie, and Billy's saying, no, we really need to tell her the truth. And Zach's like, what about Zordon's rules? Billy's like, yo, man, fuck Zordon's rules. Sometimes you got to break the rules. Okay, and something like this has never happened before. So, yeah, Min walks in and finds out the truth about her mother being the Yellow Ranger. And then we jump forward to a year after the anniversary of her death, and they are going. Zach becomes Min's new guardian, and on the anniversary of Trini's death, they go to her grave, and Rita appears with Minotaur and what the hell was the name of the other dude? Snizzard. They captured Jason, Tommy, and Kimberly and imprison them in the machine so that it would slowly drain their morphine energy. And Billy and Zach get away with Min and the Red Bug 2 to devise a plan, and they find out that we also find out that Billy rich. So big ups to Billy for that. Billy has his own tech company known as Cranston Technologies, where he has put a command center. Well, his main headquarters is the old command center, but he has a secret command center underneath. So yeah, and so we get a flashback of what happened. So the whole point of this was Billy was trying to bring Zordon back after the events of Power Rangers in Space. So if you did not watch Power Rangers in Space, Andros shattered Zordon's tube to get rid of all the evil in the dimension. So that's why Rita is back in a robot body. She actually took over the body of Alpha 8, which we find out. I still want to know what happened to Alpha 7, because Alpha 6 was in Power Rangers Space, Turbo, and so on and so forth. And Rita sends out a group of putties to pretty much all around the world, and Billy initiates the Bandora Protocol, which basically summons all the Rangers across the world. And Kat and Rocky show up. Oh, shout out to Rocky being a firefighter. And since Kimberly and Jason are out of commission, Billy has actually created proxy coins, which should not be used, so they can use their powers. And so they go around saving a few people in Angel Grove. Min takes her mother's morpher and tries to morph at the juice bar, but it doesn't work. And so Zach and Rocky go to save her. Billy devises a plan to trap the Minotaur and Snizzard so they can sneak onto Rita's moon base to get the Rangers. And you actually found out that Rita actually captured a lot of Rangers. So we got people from Dino Thunder, Beast Morphers. Tanya was in there in her Zeo suit. The white Dino Ranger from Dino Thunder, and a few others I can't think of. But Rita actually overpowers Billy and gets ready to kill him, and Min jumps in the way, learning that the whole point of being a hero is to be selfless. And Min gets blasted, and she gets knocked out. we actually think she dies, but the blast actually hit the morpher and actually reignited the morphin energy, and so she morphs, and they save the day. So, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you got a
Okay.
lot of notes.
All right. So, all right. This is one of my issues with nostalgia projects like this. I get that. Oh yeah, that's Power Rangers. That's how the tone always is. But a little bit of updating their tone and the script was just also it was right out of a dang old school episode, pretty much. Like
Mm,
we could have had a better script. You know, I'm
kind of,
just saying.
sort of. I mean, and they did kind of update the tone. They've never said kill on Power Rangers. It's always destroy. You never actually seen a Power Ranger actually impale a putty, and
No,
Billy
I get it.
impaled Rita. So yeah. So what else you got?
Okay, so there's that. Hammy acting, obviously, and so this isn't really a nitpick, but I just thought it was a bit of ridiculous that okay, they got the voice back for Ree Repulsa, and it's like she's inexplicably a robot because they obviously can't explain why her voice is that way.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like they can't like okay, so Rita obviously has aged quite a bit, the actress that plays her, and she's supposed to be this immortal being, so it's a little hard to like you know justify that. I can see why they did both ways. Her being a robot allows them to use the character however they wish, as
No,
opposed
that's
to
not why they
using
did
that.
that. See, this is why. See, this is what happens when you don't watch Power Rangers. I just told you what happened in Power Rangers in space. So when Andros destroyed Zordon's tube, he basically eradicated all evil within people. So Rita actually became good. Rita's evil energy is what took over Alpha.
Okay, yeah, I guess I missed a little snippet there. All right. Well, anyways, point is, corniness aside and nostalgia, they could have just they could have. I don't know. There's not much I can criticize here because it is just Power Rangers, but I felt they could have did better with the script work and also some of the action and the special effects. They could have did a little better too. I mean, I'm not saying give us 2017's Power Rangers, in terms of special effects, but maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, they're not going to put that big of a budget in a 55-minute special, dude. It's like, what do you want from Netflix? It's a 55-minute special.
I mean, make it longer and do more stuff with it, but that's just me. I don't know. What's your opinion of it?
I liked it. I really thought the script was good and leaned in on some of the cheesiness from the original '90s series. That's what happens when you actually have two writers who actually grew up loving this franchise. Um, the characters obviously got fleshed out. We already knew that Rocky was going to be a fighter fire. They also made the joke, which you probably didn't catch, about Rocky missing a kick. Um, we actually found out that Zach was a congressman who stepped down to take care of men. And like I said, Billy's dumb, stupid, rich, and he built a new rap book. We also found out that Bulk and Skull had a food business.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, let's get into interesting things of note. So some of the Rangers who were captured were the Yellow Zeo Ranger 2 Ranger. Like I said, that was Tanya. They caught the Phantom Ranger. They caught Carlos from Power Rangers in Space, who was Adam's replacement on Turbo, but he became the Black Space Ranger. Ashley, who was Tanya's replacement on Turbo, and she became the Yellow Space Ranger. Leo from Galaxy, he's the Galaxy Red Ranger. Damon, who's the Green Galaxy Ranger. Kai, who is the Blue Galaxy Ranger. Um, Merrick, who is the Lunar Wolf Ranger. They caught Connor McKnight, who's the Red Dino Ranger. Trent is the White Dino Ranger. Devin, Ravi, and Nate, who are all from Beast Morpher, so that's red, blue, and green. We also got cameos from Adam, Johnny Young Bosch, and Karen Ashley, who are actually part of Space Patrol Alpha. So the details with Space Patrol Alpha um, is since Space Patrol Delta isn't a thing, this is actually the precursor. So this is the first time that Walter Jones and Steve Cardenas have actually appeared on screen simultaneously. This is the first time that Power Down has been used for Rangers to demorph since Jungle Fury. This is the first time that the Megazord has been fully rendered in CG. And this also marks the first time that Kat uses the Pterodactyl Power Coin and the Power Bow. And this is the first time that she has piloted a Pterodactyl Zord and Rocky piloted the Tyrannosaurus Zord. Because by the time they came in, we were on the Ninja Zords. All right. So when Kat also got her power coin, she said she doesn't care how dangerous pink energy is. That's actually a reference to the episode Wild West Rangers, where Zordon warned Kimberly about too much pink energy can be dangerous while having two people be pink rangers at the same time. All right. So Zach actually used a little bit of hip hop keto, which was actually in the original series.
Yes, we all remember. It was really corny, but yes.
Bruh, it's basically a play off of Capoeira. All right. The Minotaur destroyed a gravestone of Harvey Garvey, who is actually a character in Power Rangers. He's actually basically like the Jay Leno counterpart in Mighty Morphin. There's an episode in season 3 where the Power Rangers went on this late night TV show. All right. So yeah, like I said, Bulk and Skull have their own food company, but unfortunately they aren't seen on screen. And this is the first time that there's been a same-sex male couple in the franchise. All right. And so, yeah. I'll call back to another series. So Buzz Blast, which is a media agency from Dino Fury. That's what that's what Min was watching on her phone. And the Ranger figures that were actually the captured Rangers were actually Lightning figure collections. So a few things. So like I said, with Space Patrol Alpha saying that they were going to go to a battle in the Trubian Empire in Sirius, which is actually the founding place of SPD in the home of Anubis Kruger. So, and Adam mentioned that Sestria missed Billy. So I don't know if you remember Sestria. She was actually on the planet Aquitar when Billy left and see. And he also Billy mentioned bringing Min a souvenir from Miranoid, which is actually the home world of the Lost Galaxy Rangers. And this is the first time that the Z-Wave is actually referenced in Power Rangers, because that's just something that fans have been calling it. So, yeah. But I loved it. So, Samir, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean,
besides
copious,
you said.
Copious amounts of fan service, which is fine because that's what this is. Nostalgia, obviously, because it's an anniversary episode, so I can let these things slide. I mean, for all its faults, I would give it a huge plus. It did tastefully say goodbye to the original actress of the Yellow Ranger in a tasteful way, in my opinion, and sort of pass the torch for the character going forward. It actually acknowledged her character in canon being passed away, so I thought that was nice and sad at the same time. Also, it obviously felt pretty heavy because even though he wasn't going to be involved, the fact that Jason David Frank is no longer with us is also pretty somber and bittersweet. So overall, I can see what they tried to do. I can see where they fell with it. It could be worse. So if we're giving scores right now, I mean, I'd probably give it another 6, flat, 6.0.
Okay.
But, like I said, it was fun. And if I were more into the IP, I might have had more fun with it. But, it's good to see them still together, and it was nice to see them pay homage to people who are not here with us today.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a 10 for me. Not only because of nostalgia, but because of the references to other Power Ranger franchises, references to other cities, things of the whole Power Rangers lore, such as Miranoid, Sestria, them using actual merchandise. So like the Legacy morph that I have is the morph that they use. The Lightning Collection figures, the Lightning Collection boat, Power Lance, the Lightning Collection sword. Hopefully they make that pterodactyl bow and Zach's Power Axe for come on Hasbro, get it together, because Daddy used to buy a Black Ranger suit, so hurry up and release that helmet as well. So yeah, and the fact that they reference Bolton Skull having a food restaurant, this is actually a callback to Power Rangers Samurai, where they actually showed Super Samurai, that they showed that Skull was rich as fuck. So like I said, it's not only nostalgia for me, but it's the callbacks of the entire franchise over the course of 30 years. So yeah, 10 for me. Watch Power Rangers Once and Always on Netflix. It's actually in the top, it's number 3 on the top 10 at the moment. Let's get this bad boy to number 1. I've already watched it twice. I'll probably watch it again sometime soon. Samir's going to sleep, so we're going to call it a wrap. So this is Bernard, the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, fighting to sleep. I had a long week. The King in Black. The King is sleepy. The King needs to go to his chambers.
And we are the Angry Blerds podcast.
Join us next time. Same Blerd channel, same Blerd network. Hopefully with less nostalgia and better coherent plot writing.
What was wrong? I just told. What are you talking about? Renfield?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, guys. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we will see you next week.